Hello, my name is Garx82, and today I'm continuing my GregBlock series here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. What I'm thinking is I have been using Steam for quite a while now. It works relatively well, but I'm definitely not producing enough power. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to solve this issue. And I'm thinking, as opposed to just making 50 million more boilers, which would totally work, no problem, I think I want to maybe start getting into oil. And oil production, because I'm going to start needing byproducts from a lot of these things, like propane and isoprene and all sorts of stuff. Now to get oil, soul sand. Soul sand in a crucible. We'll get 20 soul sand and gets me 1,000 raw oil. Or I could do soul sand in a centrifuge, gets me 80 millibuckets. Now this isn't very fast. Well, it's 10 seconds. I was looking at that. But it does use 16,000 EU. Now this oil can be turned into a 1-to-1 sulfuric light fuel. Then I'll add hydrogen to that and get light fuel. And then at first I'm probably going to throw it in a diesel generator. And this gets about, so 32 millibuckets gets you 9760. So what would 50? It's about, worked out, it's about 300, and, let's see, 9760. It's 305 per millibucket here. So with the raw, if I do, problem is this costs 16,000 EU for 80 millibuckets. So what is that? So if I get, I'll end up getting 80 light oil out of this. So 80 times 305 is, I get 24,000. I'll get about 25,000 EU. Out of this this 80 oil. Because it is a 1-to-1. Now this, so if I say about 25,000 and the other process costs 16,000, this costs about 1,000. Actually, yeah, if this costs about 1,000, I really got to do it by millibucket because these are all different amounts. Like this is 50, the other one's 80. Right. I'm just trying to figure out if it's worth centrifuging the soul sand. Right. Or melting it down in a crucible, because this needs quite a lot. You need 20 to make 1 bucket. Well, it's 50. You get 50 oil, raw oil. And you get different oil. So if you melt this down, you get, it's raw oil. So, see, and you only get half is the problem. So 2 soil sand is only going to give me 50 millibuckets, whereas the other one is a 1-to-1 if I use oil. Alright, first though, before I start getting into how I want to get this process, I need to figure out where I'm putting this. I'm going to need to have about, I figure about 20 of these. I also maybe want another forge hammer. This is going to be a pretty big setup here. I'm thinking maybe over here I'm going to set this up. I'll have another line, LV line maybe coming off of this. I may even do a little, just a small battery buffer. Maybe do like 4. So it would fill up the 4 batteries and then the batteries would use these. But I think before I get into any of this, I need to move these out of the way, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah. So I've decided I think I'm going to, instead of placing all this stuff over here, which I really wasn't feeling just because of this, I don't particularly like this, but what I think I'm going to do is put a battery buffer on the end, which will kind of reset this line. I don't know about reset, but the EU is, with the loss on the lines, I can't keep going out, but if I put a battery buffer, these batteries fill up. I was just testing this. But I think I'm going to do over here. So then I could have a line going off this. Well, first I need my psyllium over here. Oh, I'm actually going to use, I don't use this anymore. That was hilarious. Alright, well I got 4 of that dirt. Don't you love when you do things and don't even think? I forgot that was dirt on the bottom, so it mined out the whole thing. Alright, that was hilarious. Luckily I have been making some dirt here. I could get leaves if I want some more dirt, but that's not, I'm not gonna worry about that right now. How do I want to do this? I do need water going to these barrels here. So probably that, maybe 5. Yeah, I think I'll do it this way. Just for now. So I'll have the water going in. Alright, for now I'll put that there. The sides, I'll have to make a whole bunch of fluid ducts. But I'll probably set up a second... oh my goodness, what am I trying to say? Oh, look at this. Oh, water source. An infinite water source. So I'll probably... These I don't really need, to be honest. Put these in here. Get rid of this. Alright, so if I do a LV steam pump, I can have it coming off of this. I may even do it below. Yeah, so I'll have to build out much of the... Okay, that's not too far. Alright, so I'm going to build out this platform. I'm going to make a battery buffer. I'm trying to think how many machines I'm going to need. I'm going to need a... Alright, so I probably want... I'm going to need... so I need sand. So the thing is, if I do centrifuge this soul sand, I will get some of this sand back. It is a 90% chance, so I'm not going to be super behind in sand, although I could I could set up 2 forge hammers if I wanted. Now that I can make circuits, this isn't bad at all. If I do 2 forge hammers, 1 hammering down into sand and 1 hammering down into or gravel and then 1 into sand. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. Just have a drawer. So that's an idea. So yeah, I'm thinking I may build 2 more forge hammers for that, and then I'll need a centrifuge. To get the oil. So 2 forge hammers, a centrifuge to get the oil out, and then the oil. I'll need a distillery to transfer that, and then I'm going to need, the one issue is I need an issue, I need hydrogen, which will be in the electrolyzers. I'm not building a new electrolyzer. Alright, so 2 forge hammers, centrifuge, distillery, chemical reactor, and then this can go in the diesel generator. So I would need about 6 machines here, so quite a lot of crafting. So yeah, let's get started. Well, this project is turning into a much bigger deal than I thought it was going to. I have created a 9-slot battery buffer, filled it with lithium batteries, and they're filling up. Right on the end. And this is kind of what I'm thinking is for my forge hammers, I'm going to have my EU, the cable wire running along there. I'm going to have 1 forge hammer here, the cobble gen above it, feeding it cobble, and then it will create gravel, go into another forge hammer, and create sand. And once this is full of sand, this will backlog into gravel. The gravel won't have anywhere to go, and then it'll start feeding into the drawer up here. So that's kind of my plan with the forge hammers. But as I was making these multiple, I need about 9 or 10 LV machines, I realized I'm still relying on my primitive blast furnace here. And that is very slow with producing iron or steel. So what I'm actually going to do here, break this, I'm going to add this input fluid hatch. There we go. And this will give you a place to input fluids. Now what I'm doing this for is this. If I do oxygen and iron, it's going to create steel, and it's also going to create what can I not do? I thought I could do. Is there no way to create? I thought that you could create. Well, I don't. No, I'm still going to need wrought iron, won't I? Alright, unfortunately I can't stick a iron ingot in an arc furnace. Thought you could. Anyway. So I'm going to have to still manually make the wrought iron, which is a bit of a pain. But the steel, I'm going to be able to put oxygen in here. Yeah, so if I'm thinking I need to make oxygen here. So I need to fill... Actually, don't I have like I do have a fluid tanker. Let me see if this works. I don't know, we'll test this. I know it should work. But if I do this, that'll slowly fill us up. Not the fastest. But I'm thinking if I don't particularly want to automatically feed water into the electrolyzer, I am going to create a new electrolyzer. That's going to be for my fuel production line, but if I do this, I tell you, does that not work? Alright, that doesn't work. These tanks do not work with that, unfortunately. The drums do. Let's try a drum. It's steam. Is there any way to get rid of the steam? Alright, what I was kind of going for here. Yeah, this isn't... Yeah, I don't want to automatically fill this with water. I think it's 3 buckets. And if I want, because there is water right underneath here. This will create oxygen and hydrogen, which I do need. And then I could use the steel drums and fill up the steel drums. Problem is, this uses a whole heck of a lot. Alright, so that's putting the hydrogen in there. Put the hydrogen back in. Interesting. Where'd the oxygen go? Is the oxygen in there? The oxygen is in this. Okay, that's interesting. Put the hydrogen back in. So there's 2,000 millibuckets of oxygen in here. Why would it put it back in to the top? That seems a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know why it went out and then somehow went back in. I was thinking if I had the 3 up here, I need a second fluid tank. Let me make that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got some of the materials for these 2 forge hammers I'm going to do. So there we go, 2 forge hammers. I did rearrange this a little bit. What I did was move the electrolyzer that was here. This is the polarizer I had at the end. I just moved it down. But I put the electrolyzer on this side. Have it filled with water, because the water is right underneath here. And what this is going to do, right now I have this producing hydrogen and oxygen. And it's going to, in a second, there we go, fills with oxygen and hydrogen. Now my hydrogen one is actually full, so I just have it being dumped into this fluid trash can. I have a white list on hydrogen. But basically I'm trying to get oxygen here. Unfortunately these drums aren't very big. I mean 64 buckets isn't a whole lot. So that's kind of why I'm avoiding hydrogen. I just didn't feel like making multiple drums here. I will, once we get into fluid cells, it'll be much easier. Having all these kind of fluid pipes going all over the place gets a bit messy. But yeah, for now. I also put a servo on this to stop hydrogen going back into this, which I didn't know. If you have it outputting, I didn't know the fluid could actually go back in, like the output. But yeah, so that's kind of what I did with that. And the reason I did this is to make steel. I'm just gonna, that's hydrogen. So this is the oxygen one. All I'm going to do is put this on this fluid hopper that I made. And that will fill this up. So now this is getting oxygen as well. And let me just... 60,000 EU. That's like not much. So there we go, 25 seconds to make steel. Actually, these only hold about 12k. This isn't very super fast, is it? The only problem with moving this is now I have nowhere for oxygen to go up here. I could do a bigger input hatch. Let's do input hatch. So LV fluid hatch is 12,000, MV is 16, and so on and so forth. 32, 48. So all right, but I'm going to just move that back to there. All right. I just don't have any filters on these yet, so I don't want this to empty. Otherwise, the fluids will get messed up. Alright, so that has 6,000 in there. This is 12,000, so that's plenty. But there we go. So that's just making steel. As opposed to using that over there. It's quicker, and it's easier. Alright, so forge hammers. Get these set up. Oh, I also need a cobble gen. I forgot to make that. Like this, on the right hand side, and these are actually empty. I just had them locked and put the things there. So I guess I need another hopper on there. Now the hoppers, the vanilla hoppers are no longer around. It's the only pneumatic craft. He replaced that. But it's the exact same recipe. And he added a assembler recipe for it. So it's actually easier to make now. Did I have no wood? That's a need to get. Well, I'm working on it. I can get. I think lubricant I need. Yeah, you need lubricant. It won't do it with water, unfortunately. So if I can get lubricant, I can start getting 6 planks per wood. Not that wood is overly difficult to get, but that also, the one thing that's good about that, that also gives wood pulp, which I am using for these right now, the circuit boards. Alright, so I made a bunch of these logic circuits too, because they're so easy to make now. Alright, let's do this. And then let's throw it in here and see if it works. Yep, there it goes. It's not exactly short. It does take a little bit of a time. So I mean, the only thing you're saving is your wrench, but whatever. Alright. So, and the cobble gen I need. I forget the name of it. Simple cobblestone generator. So I need 2 iron pickaxes. Those are 6, and then 2 plates, lava buckets. I'm probably going to need. I think it does use these lava buckets up, and those are. That requires 6. All right, so these. I think it's file hammer like that. Yep. I know this isn't efficient, but there we go. I think if I remember correctly, hammer? Hammer. Wrench? Wrench in the middle? Oh. It is 3 plates, but these are the curved ones, which is fine. And just a hammer in the middle. Alright, there we go. Now I need water and lava. Now I actually have lava over there. It's auto-producing it. And water over here. Did I just need the 4 cobble, which I should have on me? Yep. So it needs the. Wasn't it? Cobble, lava, water, 2 iron pickaxes. It's just not working because it's not. Let me try just placing it in manually. So lava, water. Right? I'm not crazy, right? I have a feeling this might be not working because this isn't full, so oh man, that's 6 more steel. I don't. I'm actually going to cheat in just 6 steel plates just to test this. And then I'll just chuck it over the board, the side. That off. No, that is not working. Am I crazy here? Iron pickaxes? I did iron. Yep. Alright, so this looks like a bit of a bug. Unless this... I'm assuming this is still craftable. Alright, so maybe I'm just crazy. If anyone can see what I'm doing wrong here. I have made them in the past, so I know that's... Yeah, it's not working. So I'm just gonna... I guess I'll just... Looks like a bug. Pull to the side. Right, I don't think that's been removed. I mean, in the update? I don't know. Anyway. So maybe I was just doing it wrong. But it didn't look like it. It's... The nice thing about these is they can go any direction they want to go, but... Alright. When it was up facing that side, it pulled out the gravel that was in there. And then turned it to dust. But let's, I get up here? Yeah. Put that on there. Right, it looks like it's only going to this one, and I was hoping it would go to this one first. Alright. Well, I guess it's going to fill that up first. That's not exactly how I wanted that to happen. Can I put like a priority on it? I can't remember. No, servo's not gonna... I don't know how I could... Other than just doing that. And just waiting until it fills up. Why don't I just do that instead of... Right, and then you need to be outputting on the top. Like that. Alright, I need to put the quantity keys on there, and I need to wrap up this video. It's getting a bit long. Nope. Grabbed the wrong one. Quantify key is what I wanted, so I can see how much is in it. Oh, I have a whole stack in there. I didn't... Oh, yeah, of course, it was just going in. Okay. So then on the back of this, I need to make another servo. I will have coming out of this, and then I will have sand going into each one of these. Apparently this has dirt in it. I must have clicked on it with something. Alright. And then I need to put dirt down. I'll replace all this with dirt. But just starting out, let's just do... And I need... Where did I put my... Ancient Spores. Alright, there we go. So we got mycelium. Slowly transforming it. We got some things popping up, but I'm going to replace all the cobble underneath here with dirt. Right, to replace that all with dirt, I get a servo on this, and then I will have this item ducts to every single one of these. Dumping sand in here once it turns into witch water. That will go faster once there's more mycelium. Yeah, and then I'm gonna, probably next episode, I need to get the pump built so I can pump water into these. I'll probably have the pump. I don't know. I don't know how far down, like if I put the water source down there, can I have the pump up here? And it'll go all the way down? I don't know about that. We shall see on that. So I'll get the pump, pumping water in here. And then I gotta figure out how I'm getting this, how am I getting the items out, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm pumping sand into the top. I'm gonna have to move these over, I think. Because I can't do the bottom, because that's gonna be mycelium. So I'm gonna have to, like, the right side will be water, and then the left side will be items coming out. And then I'll put a retrieval node on the... I can probably do, yeah, I can do this one, because I can do make eye vendors now. Oh, nice. And maybe I'll spawn some blazes to get blaze. I have a quest for that anyway. But that will be for next episode. And then we're slowly working towards getting light fuel and some better power here, because this is, yeah, we're struggling on Steam. That's still... Oh, there's my steel. Yep, so that's just... Why is it going down? Ooh. So I have these running over here. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Alright, but that'll be for next episode, so thanks for watching, and have a good one.